Hi, I'm Kristi Gustafson Barlette with the Times Union and timesunion.com, and welcome to 20 Things Plus, where each week we catch up with somebody who was previously featured on the Times Union's 20 Things You Don't Know About Me. Today we are going to be joined by Chrissy Cavotta. Chrissy is one half of Brian and Chrissy in the Morning on WGNA, that's 107.7 FM, every weekday starting at 5:30. And another thing to note is Chrissy was our first ever 20 Things You Don't Know About Me.
That's right.
You launched the feature for us
back Thank you for that honor.
3 years ago. And you're the first person. So it's exciting to have you back for 20 Things Plus. So today we will have you catch people up on, we'll update a couple of your original 20 things. We'll learn a couple of new things about you, and then we'll play a little guessing game for Monday at the end.
All right.
So thank you for joining me today. And let's start with updating some of your original 20 things. And I think the first one is about your son, Ryan, who I love hearing all about on Instagram. So tell us a little bit about him.
Well, Ryan is 9 now, and he is awesome. And he's a super athlete. So he's into everything. Fortunately, even because of COVID, we're still playing baseball, which is, thank God, we have something to do. And I've realized that totally a product of my environment. And I enjoy not only going to games, but I'm like the loudest parent there. We actually have a segment on the show because I'm so loud. And it's not negative or anything. It's constructive. And I cheer very loudly, but
it's called the Big League Chooch, right?
It is.
I love it. I listen to it with my rollerblade in the morning and I laugh. And, my kids don't play sports yet and I don't have any sons yet. I still relate to it. And I find myself laughing out loud, listening to you talking, to the kids and in the stands and everything else. It's very funny.
It is very positive, but I am loud at times. And Brian will tell you it's so obnoxious, but I'm passionate about sports and I played my whole life. So knowing that Ryan is picking up baseball and loving playing, it just makes me very, very happy.
Well, the fun thing is I know that you talk a lot about family on the radio and things like that in the morning. So our second update is also about family. And this one is about your mom, Mommy Noons. So tell us a little bit about her.
So my mom obviously is a huge part of my life. She just turned 75 in May. And of course, the pandemic hit and we're like, what are we going to do for her? We were all supposed to go on a cruise. That obviously didn't happen. So it was one of the first drive-by parades that we did. And it's so funny. So on the same day, my mom lives in Mechanicville, and on the same day, they were going to have a teacher appreciation drive-by parade, the same exact day as my mom's birthday, which was Sunday, May 3rd. So I got wind of it. They were supposed to do it on like a Wednesday and it rained. So their rain date was that Sunday. So I called the principal because I know him and I was like, hey, Mike, I know you guys moved your date. Here's the thing. Could you just make sure you're not near my mom's house when you guys come through? He goes, absolutely not. We'll be done by then. Like they rearranged the parade so that we could do a surprise by my mom's house, which is awesome. But that tells you all about, you need to know about small towns. But
well, that is awesome. And it's always nice to know the right people. Now, I do have a question about your mom, though. I know that she makes her famous eggplant.
Yes.
And so who
had some?
I've known you for 11 years and I've never had some. And I feel like I know.
Oh, Kristi, I got you.
I feel like I need some at some point. But now what I would like to know is who cooked for her on her birthday, since it sounds like you were doing the social distancing thing still right then. And she's the cook. I remember from your original thing, you do not cook.
So no, I don't cook. I mean, I've added a couple things since then. Like I can do an oven stuffer chicken and pizza. But it's the ready-made dough, so it's not really cooking. But what we did was we actually all went up to my sister Nancy's house, socially distanced on the deck. It was a gorgeous day. We all wore masks, and then when it was time for my mom to blow out her candles, she took a paper plate and just fanned it, and we did. We were able to celebrate, but once this all blows over, we're definitely going to celebrate in a big way.
That's awesome. Very cool. All right. And now we're going to learn 3 new things about you. And I think the first one is it's about expanding your family. I mean, your family is basically already expanded, but I guess this is making it officially expanded. So tell us a little bit about this.
Well, so I've always been a proponent on not getting married. It's just, I just don't feel, I never felt like I needed the piece of paper to make it happen. But Jen and I have been together for, oh my God, almost, I think we're going on our 13th year just together. And we talk about marriage, but we never really did anything about it until we were on a cruise, and Jen saw a ring in the Tiffany store on this cruise ship. And she said, "Oh, look at how beautiful this ring is." And I was like, "It's an engagement ring." She goes, "I know, but isn't it just a pretty ring?" And I was like, the bells went off and I was like, uh-oh, I think she's ready.
Oh, that's never the good reason.
No, like, uh-oh, I better make this happen. And it was what I mean.
Oh.
So I actually hunted down the exact ring from the cruise ship and the Tiffany store in New York City, and had it shipped to me. She had no idea any of this was happening. I only told, I think, my sister and my mom. And she had no idea. It was like in passing because we were in the store, and then boom, it was gone. And on December 1st at home, I don't like all the big show and the fanfare. I had behind the scenes at work, I had a scrapbook mailed. I had all these pictures. I printed out 100 pictures from over the time that we've known each other. And I put the whole adventure book together because our favorite movie is Disney's Up, and they have an adventure book in there. So I put all the pictures in there. And then on one of the pages, I had the ring tied to strings that came off of balloons, like in the scrapbook. And I made it like I was making it for Christmas. And I wanted her to tell me, if she thinks I should add anything, or, if I should keep going, but it was all a ruse. And I let Ryan in on it. So we sat on the couch and I set up the GoPro, and I have it all on tape. So
that's awesome.
She was totally shocked and surprised, and it was awesome. So I thought we would be engaged for like 8 years and then get married, but she started planning, and here we go.
13, you've already been together. Well, now I know that Disney is a huge part of your family. The three of you go there several times a year. You go with other family and friends as well. So are you getting married at Disney? Because it seems like that would be the right fit.
That was the plan, Kristi. We were supposed to get married April 3rd, 21. So 4/3/21 in Disney with just close family and friends. And we had that all planned out. And then in August, we were going to have a big party, get together, and then everyone else would come along with our family and friends. But because of COVID, we just didn't feel comfortable enough that it would be okay to do in April. So we nixed it, and we decided to go full force with the August date. So now that we're going to get married at that venue and also have the party. So now instead of 50 people seeing us get married, now it's a big show, and I'm not about the big show, but now it's almost 400 people that'll be there.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And kids are invited, and you know how it is.
And it's next August.
Yes, it's going to be August, actually a year from today. It's August 14th.
That's fun. We had your co-host Brian the day before his birthday, and we have you on 20 Things Plus a year from your wedding. I like when things work out that way.
You guys are good.
I know. All right, now let's talk about your next one.
Okay.
This is I think this is the Mets, right? Yes. This is the one with the Mets. So talk to us about it. Like, I love this. There's a family theme throughout all of these. I know family's so incredibly important.
Yeah, it really is, Kristi. You know that.
Sports. So this combines the two. Talk to us about this.
Okay, so my dad, an enormous Mets fan. He actually played minor league baseball for the Phillies, obviously before I was born. Just a huge baseball fan and a huge Mets fan. And he passed away 2 years ago. And this year with COVID, there's no fans. So I saw that the Mets started to put cutouts in their seats at their games, and they're Mets fans. So I was like, oh my God, let's do this for Daddy. So I got my sisters together, and I was like, find me a picture of my dad, find me a picture of Daddy that we could put in the stands. And I found a great picture. I couldn't use this one. I used one that they had to have Mets gear on. So it's just my dad in a blue shirt, and it has the Mets logo in the middle. And I just got word on Wednesday that it'll be put up next week.
So that's what I was going to ask you. Is it for just one game, or does it sit there?
So the cool thing is there's two sides to it. So the cool thing is they said they'll put it up next week, and it'll stay for the remaining of the season, which is awesome. Cool. The other thing is though, they said we won't be taking a picture of it and letting you know like where it is. And we won't like send it to you after the season, which is fine. But I just hope I don't have to like pause and hunt and try to find my dad in the stands.
Like, where's Waldo?
I know, right?
Dad.
So I'm really happy about that. So next week, if you watch the Mets game, you might see my dad in the stands, which is cool.
That's awesome. I love that. That's very cool. All right. Now your last one.
Yes.
This is
Oh yes.
This is about and I listen to the show all the time. I obviously know you very well. I didn't even know this was happening, and this is exciting. I remember when you sold your house in Cohoes and moved, and now I didn't know you're moving again. So tell us about this.
So when I did move from Cohoes, we moved into an apartment with the understanding of we wanted to find a place where we would settle. Right. So we weren't sure where that was. We wanted to make sure everything was good for Ryan and all this other stuff. So we got talking. And I said to Jen, I know we want a small town community, tight knit atmosphere. I said, and there were houses being built. There's houses being built in Mechanicville. And I said, what would you think of moving to Mechanicville? I said, she goes, well, that's up to you. Because she knows, I pretty much am related or know everyone in the town. And I said, I just love the pride that I have in my hometown and my school. And I know that Ryan would thrive there knowing it. However, I also have, as a team, we're in the Sports Hall of Fame because we won the state championship in soccer in 1988. And there is an enormous, like when I say enormous, it's like a whole wall of your house size picture of our team that hangs in the gym. And, my sister Nancy's in it, like all my cousins, myself, and it hangs there. And I said to him, I go, would you be okay with my big face seeing you every single day? And he's like, yeah, it's fine. So I'm excited because I'm going to be actually in between my mom's house and my sister Nancy's house. And it's just going to be nice to be back into a close-knit community that really cares about each other. And I'm just happy to be able to do that. We're hopefully moving spring of next year.
And that's very cool. And you always think that you only want your kids in school if your legacy was good. Otherwise,
right.
Here comes Chrissy's son. But I know you even spoke at the graduation at one point, right? Several years ago. So obviously they like the Mechanicville, and you're in with the principal.
Yeah, I think, well, yeah, and you know that too. Yeah, I know a lot of the people in the administration, but I also, I spoke, that was 8 years ago, Kristi.
I remember because you ended with that wonderful quote about it's nice to be important, but it's important to be nice. I still think of you when I hear
Bozo the clown, Kristi.
I know, but I think of you when I hear that quote because I love it so much.
That's awesome.
All right, very cool. Well, congratulations on all that. Now, at this point in 20 Things Plus, we play a little game, and we will present 3 clues of who may be Monday's 20 Things You Don't Know About Me. This will appear live on timesunion.com at 7 a.m. on Monday. But we invite readers and viewers and listeners to submit their guesses via Twitter, either at Times Union or at Just Kristi, or comment on the Times Union's Facebook page. I'm going to read you 3 clues, see if you can guess, and I will also maybe even give you an additional hint. And let me give you a hint. Well, actually, let me tell you this now so you can think about this when you see it. You're in the same industry.
Oh.
So that should narrow it way down.
Okay.
Okay. So let's start with number 1, which is I met Joe Rogan and Artie Lang on the same day last year, which was quite surreal. I have a revolving door of 6 to 10 people I work out with, commonly referred to as the nerd fitness cult. We often wear Marvel, DC, or anime-themed gear, much to the amusement of my fellow gym patrons. Now, I'm guessing, obviously, he's had to put this on hold since March, but although gyms I saw today are going to be reopening. But he's a big gym guy, and he talks about it a lot on social media. He talks about it a lot when he's doing his job. And, okay, that's another hint. And then the third one that we're doing is MMA is my favorite sport. So he's you have 2 guesses. Oh, you have guesses. I love guesses. Go ahead.
All right. You said my same industry though. So I'm thinking the other one is not then. Daryl Camp.
Ding,
work with him. He's a great guy.
Oh my gosh, you got that faster than we've only had 1.5 people guess it. One person got it exactly right. One kind of guessed it. No one ever came out that strong, Chrissy.
Woo! I was going to say Ryan Peterson from Channel 10, but you said my industry. So otherwise,
Right. He's in media, but he's obviously television versus radio. So Ryan, Daryl works on talk radio, obviously.
Oh, he's a great guy.
And yes, he's an intrepid reporter. He's excellent. And
Awesome.
he's on Talk 1300. And we will learn more about him on Monday on timesunion.com. Thank you again, Chrissy.
Thank you.
I will talk to you next Thursday because I've been doing this segment with you and Brian for more than
Yes, and we love you, Kristi. And I just want you to know that you do such an amazing job, and I love everything that you do. The Times Union, timesunion.com, and I'm so happy that not only we have a partnership on the radio, but also a friendship. I really appreciate you.
Me too. All right, thanks, Chrissy.
All right.